Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the His and Her Rewatch podcast, where we watch movies that he likes.
And watch movies that she likes.
I'm Caleb, the His, and with me, as always, my happy wife, the Her, Megan. Megan, Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. We're recording this on New Year's Eve. It's currently almost 10 p.m., so if you hear noises in the background, it's not gunshots.
Yeah, no, right.
There are fireworks going off everywhere. And
Yeah.
we were kind of discussing beforehand, like, well, I guess we'll just have to cut it out. And I'm like, it's going to be a lot to cut out. So we'll cut out most as we can.
Yeah, there are some that's in the distance. You can hear fireworks, and it's not so bad, but I think there's one on the street right behind us that's shooting off fireworks. Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah. Oh, I can see them from here.
Nice. But so that's just what we do when we
Part of the ambiance.
we procrastinate long enough, and that's what happens. You have to you get what you get.
Yeah. Well, we didn't really procrastinate. So we have some exciting news. We have a new addition to our family.
Yes.
Yesterday morning we got a puppy.
Well, yeah, we picked up the puppy.
I got a puppy.
You got a puppy. It was your Christmas present.
Yes.
You've been working on me for a while.
Yes, for a long while, about a year.
Yeah,
strongly in the past few months.
Yeah, strongly in the past few months. Yeah, you kept looking at puppies and sitting them in like, okay, but yeah, it's just like you did with our first dog. You wore me down, and I ended up getting a dog, and he's been great. And
yes, he is.
We love Barry, and so we added Barry's a golden doodle, and now we've added a mini golden doodle to our family.
Yeah, so he's super, super tiny. A lot smaller than Barry ever was, but his name is Murphy. So we named him Murphy after my favorite Atlanta Braves player, which is Sean Murphy, the catcher.
Yeah.
Current catcher of the Braves.
Yeah.
Hopefully he better not get traded. I will be really mad. I don't think that'll ever happen. But
no, it sounded for a good contract, but you never know. It doesn't mean anything. You never know. But also, Dale Murphy was a famous baseball player for the Atlanta Braves, so...
That's right. So we're just Braves and all
Murphy
around.
is just a good Braves name, but
yeah, we went through so many names, and there was Harvey was one that I really loved, but our son, well, both of our sons actually hated that name. They were like, "I'm not calling it that," and they were so stuck on the name Smalls.
Yeah, they want to call everything Smalls. Yeah. Whatever it was this Smalls. Harry, was it? Henry,
Harvey Smalls.
Yeah, Harvey Smalls or Ozzy Smalls or whatever you're looking at the time.
Archie Smalls. We looked at Archie because we were trying to think of something that went well with Barry because his name is Barry Allen after the Flash. Caleb was really wanting to go with the Wally West, even the Flash theme. I just couldn't see me calling our dog Wally. Just reminds me of the Wally robot. So
yeah. Wally.
That's a good sound effect. Yeah. But yes, we have a new dog, Murphy.
So that was pretty much 2 nights because we stayed the night in Atlanta.
That's right, yeah.
The night before, and then last night was too much going on to record, and I've been super busy and exhausted from work and kids here, and so I just kind of kept pushing it back on when we were going to record. So we'll try to do better coming up, but
yeah, we need to get back into batch contenting.
Yeah, we do.
That was very successful for us. I feel like.
It was a good time when we did it, and it's been super busy with the holidays and activities we had going on. So, but it did help us out. But
yeah, we don't ever have a problem watching the movies. It's recording our podcast because we watch movies all the time. Once the kids go to bed, we'll watch a movie, but it's having the time and the energy to research, take down some notes, and then actually record the podcast that takes a lot of energy
and then giving me enough time to edit, and then
right. But you're getting better at that, so you're getting quicker.
Yeah, I'm getting quicker. Yeah, I'll have to really push myself tomorrow to get this out on time.
Yeah,
but I hope everybody enjoys this episode. This is our first episode of the new year. So,
that's right.
So Happy New Year. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Yes.
This will be a constant reminder of the fireworks going off. This is our New Year's episode.
Yeah, New Year's Day episode. Celebration. We're just going to roll with it.
Yeah, who cares? But we ended up watching. This was your pick.
Yes.
We finished our Christmas series. Last time we had 3 Christmas episodes, and then we did a family one, was our last one. And so that kind of got us off our numbers a little bit. With you were always the even numbers, and now you're an odd number. So the episode 17 is your pick, Silver Linings Playbook.
What? Hey, what's this?
Didn't tell me you took him out?
The court said yes.
Yeah, but what did the doctor say?
Can I do an interview for a school project on mental illness?
No.
I'm ready. I feel motivated. I don't feel so angry all the time.
The whole time you're rooting for this Hemingway guy to survive the war and to be with the woman that he loves.
It's 4:00 in the morning, Pat.
I can't apologize. I will apologize on behalf of Ernest Hemingway, because that's who's to blame here.
Yeah, have Ernest Hemingway call us and apologize to us, too. That you have to have a strategy.
I hate my illness, and I want to control it.
I hope you're okay with Veronica's sister coming over.
Tiffany and Tommy?
Just Tiffany.
What happened to Tommy?
He died.
How'd he die?
Please, don't bring it up.
Hey, Tiffany. This is Pat. You look nice.
Thank you.
How'd Tommy die?
What meds are you on?
I used to be on lithium and Seroquel.
I was on Xanax.
You ever take Klonopin?
Klonopin, yeah.
Like, is it what?
I'm tired. I want to go. Are you going to walk me home or what?
You have poor social skills. You have a problem.
I have a problem? Mm-hmm. You say more inappropriate things than appropriate things.
Doc, she's crazy.
Whoa, what the hell?
She knew where I was. She followed me.
Then why don't you run somewhere else?
Calm down, crazy.
Maybe she just needs a friend.
You want to have dinner at this diner?
Pick me up at 7:30.
So how's your job?
I just got fired, actually.
Oh, really? How?
By having sex with everybody in the office.
Everybody?
I was very depressed after Tommy died.
We don't have to talk about it.
Thanks.
How many were there?
Oh, she's a mess. You gotta be careful. She does a lot of therapy.
I go to a lot of therapy. Am I messed up? I just gotta get a strategy, you know.
Me too.
So there's this dance thing. I can only do it if I have a partner.
Oh, I'm not gonna dance with you.
So is this the girl that you wrote about?
You wrote about me?
She's fun.
She is my friend with an F.
A capital F.
For friend.
What are you so up about?
I'm happy. Look, I'm my best self today, and I think she's her best self, and that's a good thing.
I know you don't want to listen to your father, I don't listen to mine. But when life reaches out at a moment like this, it's a sin if you don't reach back.
This is what I believe to be true. You have to do everything you can, and if you stay positive, you have a shot at a silver lining.
Which this was a really good pick. I really enjoyed watching this.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen this movie. It's not one of the ones that I've watched many, many times, like movies past, like Clueless and Pretty Woman. It's not a movie I feel like anyone really could watch multiple times. It's very dark. Not dark, but it's very deep.
It's dark. You know? Yeah, it's got a lot of dark moments, for sure.
Yes. Yeah, dark comedy, I would say.
Yeah, this is...
But yeah, the whole message about it, I feel like, is not dark, but just very deep. It's not lighthearted like a lot of the movies that I really love.
It's kind of real. Mm-hmm. It's got a lot of... it kind of probably hits... I mean, it just talks about a lot of mental illness and dealing with different things and a lot of tragedies and stuff that is very real to people. And so it's not like an escape type of movie.
Right. No, I think a lot of it is that, this was a 2012 movie and here we are almost in 2024. And I feel like this movie can still be relevant to people today. And it's kind of one of those timeless movies that people can always pull from with, like you said, mental health and, illnesses and stuff like that. That will probably go on, forever. It went on before this movie and it'll continue to go on after this movie.
Yeah. And I had seen this movie before. I've seen it probably only once.
Yeah.
Probably back right after it came out.
Yeah, I think we watched it together.
Yeah. But I was watching, I'm like, I don't remember a lot of it.
Right.
I didn't remember a lot of it. And then I was like, wait, didn't this part happen sometime? And so I'm like, oh yeah, there it is. That's really good. So some of the things that stuck out from back then, but a lot of the details of it I had not even thought about and stuff. But we've got some good actors and actresses that we like and stuff in this movie. So we'll talk about. And
well, I mean, this movie is it's just a great film, and that shows with all the awards that is won.
Yeah.
I read that did it win the five awards, or did it get nominated?
It got nominated for 8.
8.
It got nominated for 8. It won 1. Jennifer Lawrence won for Best Actress in a Leading Role. And I did read this specifically as you were I guess you were kind of referring to was among the 8 Academy Awards nominated, this film became the first to earn nods in all 4 acting categories since Reds in 1981.
Right.
The first Big 5, which is Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Director, and Best Writing nominee since $1 Million Baby in 2004.
Yeah, that's where I read it. I didn't write it down, so I didn't take good notes, but that's what I meant, yes.
Yeah, and actually this movie came out in 2012, and then director David O. Russell repeated the same feat in the next year when he did American Hustle in 2013.
Yeah, which was also Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper.
Yes.
Yeah, so I know we'll get into talking more about them, but I just found it fascinating that they were in 4 movies together.
I know, I saw that. I saw some stuff and I'm like, I just Googled how many movies they've been together.
Yeah, me too. And it's like, it was Joy, which we never saw. That was one of the movies that I really wanted to see. We'll have to go back and watch that. Maybe not for the podcast, but
we can watch it for the podcast.
Yeah, that's true. I love Jennifer Lawrence. But American Hustle, Serena, and then this movie was the first
Serena.
movie.
I think Serena got the least.
Yeah, I never heard of it actually.
It wasn't their best one, but yeah, they have great chemistry.
Yeah, and I've never even seen American Hustle either.
And they're 15 years apart.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah, she was only 22 when she filmed this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had to look that up. That's funny.
She was only 22. She was supposed to play a 30-something-year-old woman.
Yeah.
And she was
only
supposed
22. To have some. Well, it was funny in the movie because they Bradley Cooper, character Pat, he says, "How old are you?" She does look like she's really young, but she talked about she lost her husband. So you're like, how old is he actually supposed to be? And it's kind of like he's implying like, you don't look like you're old enough, but like I guess like because this comes from a book, and so it was it's probably
maybe they were trying to nod at the fact that they knew she looked young.
Right. Exactly.
But I feel like I would have said she would have been like late 20s. I felt like that's kind of,
I was giving her mid to late 20s.
Mid to late 20s, yeah.
Depends, people get married and stuff young and all that, so you never know.
Yeah.
But this Silver Linings Playbook came out. Let's see.
2012.
Yeah. So it was released on September 8th in 2012 in the Toronto International Film Festival, but it released in the U.S. on November 16th, 2012. I think it's interesting that these movies get released in these film festivals.
Yeah, that is
or
really weird. I didn't know that.
Especially
things. I think David Russell's not a small director, or maybe he was back then.
Well, I think he had been trying to do this movie for like 7 years or something.
Yeah, he never got the writing right. Yeah,
and he never got the chance to do it. And then he had a successful movie. I can't remember which one it was, but which launched him into being able to do this movie. Because I think he really wanted this movie because it kind of related to like his own brother had bipolar and OCD. I think yeah. So I think this movie, the book, I guess, and the playwright stuff resonated to him a lot. So he wanted to do this movie. But Silver Linings Playbook had a budget of $20 million and made $235 million in the box office.
Wow.
So it's pretty impressive. Good return on investment. Always
yeah,
return on investment. It was ranked 34th that year. So 2012. That's not too long ago. Mm-hmm. What are some movies that came out in 2012?
Oh my gosh.
Can you name any? I always ask you that.
Let me think. I gotta think. I always have to think about where I was back then.
Let me ask you, which superhero movies do you think came out in 2012?
That was the year Reed was born.
No, it wasn't.
No, the year before.
He was born in 2013.
That's right. I always think he's born in 2012.
Yeah, you do.
Superhero. Was it Thor?
No.
Iron Man? Always safe with Iron Man. Spider-Man.
No, The Avengers.
Oh, The Avengers. That was close.
Avengers
all of them
came out. And also The Dark Knight Rises came out. So Avengers was the #1 movie that year. Skyfall, which is one of my favorite James Bond movies, came out that year. The Dark Knight Rises was number 3.
That's the one my friend's in?
Yes. No.
No.
The Dark Knight. It is The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah. You know
whichever one is Bane. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The third one, The Dark Knight Rises, your friend from high school
yes.
had a cameo, or not cameo, but
he was an extra.
He was an extra in the bank scene. Every time we watch that movie,
every time we watch it's the stocks for
the stocks scene. Yeah, they're in the stock market.
I know. Every time I'm like, oh, that's my friend.
Yeah, I know him. And to round off the top 5 is The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, and Ice Age Continental Drift.
Okay.
The Hunger Games came out that year.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know it came out the same year.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, it did pretty well that year. It was number 9th. The Amazing Spider-Man, if anybody knows, I'm a big...
I said Spider-Man.
You said Spider-Man. You said Iron Man.
I said Spider-Man. I said Spider-Man after that.
Oh, well, this is Amazing Spider-Man. And you can say Spider-Man because there's so many Spider-Man movies.
Exactly.
You can just probably
That's
get
why
it
I
right.
said Iron Man and Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that's so it was a pretty good year. There's good movies came out that year. I don't know why I said that in such a high voice.
You're really excited.
Excited.
Although I don't think we were seeing a bunch of movies then because we had a 2-year-old at the time.
Yeah, we watched, and we had a 2-year-old, and then you were very pregnant that
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Or at the end of the year because
Yeah.
Reed was born at the beginning of 13.
That's right. Yeah, most of the year. Yep.
Yeah. So 2012 was a good movie year, and then let's see, we've got writer and director David Russell. Now this comes from a book, so he, I guess, wrote a screenplay on that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, David Russell. We just talked a little bit about him. He's The Fighter. That's the movie I have in my notes. The Fighter in 2010 is where he got notoriety from after he did the movie The Fighter.
Oh, okay.
And then he did American Hustle, and we talked about it. He's done Three Kings back in '99. Let's talk about Bradley Cooper as Pat. Now we talked a little bit about him. We went down there, but yeah, Jennifer Lawrence and him played in 4 movies together. You talked about that. What's one of your favorite Bradley Cooper movies? Because he's been around in a lot of our recent decades, decade and a half.
I don't know if it's my favorite, but probably my most known Bradley Cooper movies are Hangover.
Oh yeah, definitely Hangover. Yeah,
the Hangover movies.
I think we got introduced to Bradley Cooper. Most people would have when he did Wedding Crashers.
Yes,
he was in Wedding Crashers in 2006. Yeah, The Hangover definitely. I think that's when he really just launched his.
I always think
fame.
I always think that he was on some TV show first, but he wasn't.
Really?
I always think he should have been on ER. Like George Clooney, you know,
I know, right?
Or like Patrick Dempsey, you know, just
right.
like an ER doctor. It just kind of gives off that vibe. I don't know.
Yeah, really. And he did the voice of Rocket in Guardians of the Galaxy and all the movies that he's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then one movie we talked about this the other day. That one movie we haven't seen that he's huge in is A Star Is Born.
Yeah,
with Lady Gaga.
Yeah, we were talking about that with your sister-in-law.
Yeah,
and
your sister-in-law, my sister.
Oh yeah, my sister-in-law. Sorry,
that's not my sister.
Your sister.
Right.
Your sister. Yeah, that would be my sister.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not confusing anybody.
Sleep deprived, okay? Yeah, we were talking about that with your sister, and she asked if we had seen that movie that he was in, and I was like, no, it was one of the movies I really wanted to see that you probably would have wanted to see. So maybe I'll add that to the list.
I probably would watch it. Yeah, I mean, I heard it's really good.
Yeah, I've heard
they're really good.
They were nominated for a lot of awards.
Yeah,
so.
It was, and I can't believe that's how long ago that was. That was 2018.
Oh wow!
I just felt like it was like a year or two ago. One of your favorite actresses is Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes.
As Tiffany.
And of course, she's most known from Hunger Games series.
Yes. Now I didn't realize how fast her career just launched.
I know.
She did like a bunch of good movies really quick.
So did she do this movie first or Hunger Games?
Well, it came out the same year, so I think Hunger Games came out before that.
Okay.
But she got, I think her first big break was when she did Winter's Bone in 2010.
Okay. Well, she was so young. I mean, she's only, like you said, she's 22 in this movie.
Yeah.
So that's very young for an actress that is so skilled as she.
Yeah. Well, Jennifer Lawrence, after she did Winter's Bone in 2010, she played Mystique in the X-Men franchise in 2011 and did like 4 movies.
I mean, no, so many people didn't know that she was Mystique.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
the first movie, because I don't think she ever changed, did she?
Yeah, she did.
She did. Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely. But then she gets and then goes right into the Hunger Games and does a whole franchise there. And I think that's really, I mean, between those 2 years and those franchises, it really launched everything. And then she's back to back year after year that did just great movies, popular movies, and really got a name for herself.
Right. Yeah. Well, they said I found where Jennifer Lawrence was not even really wanted to, or they didn't really even want her to audition because
For Silver Linings Playbook?
Yes, because they thought she was too young. Because, like, you know, they wanted somebody in their 30s. So they had casted Anne Hathaway for it. And I don't know, Mark Wahlberg was also one of the roles for Pat, but I don't know if he actually got the role. But yeah, they said Anne Hathaway actually had the role, but she didn't mesh well with the director or something. Or I think she was trying to do her own like creative part for the character, and the director was like, no, this is not working out. And they actually had a video interview with Jennifer Lawrence, and they thought, okay, we'll just have her do the video. We'll just do a video, so you don't have to worry about even coming in. Oh, wow. And he said as soon as he saw her on the screen, he was like, oh my God, she's perfect.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I saw after Anne Hathaway dropped out, they had did you see the list of names?
Yeah.
So you had Angelina Jolie, Rachel McAdams, Olivia Wilde, Elizabeth Banks, Blake Lively, Rona Mara, Kristen Dunst, and Andrea Riseborough. I don't know who that is. But, I mean, those are a lot of big names that she, like you said, that she just did it. They passed on all those and did her. I mean, that's
well, that kind of really started her relationship, I guess you could say, with this director, because he also did American Hustle. They did Joy. That was also his film as well. That's his too. With Bradley Cooper. So they had such good chemistry together. They just did multiple movies. And that happens a lot. We see that a lot with a lot of actors and actresses. But I know, I thought that was pretty crazy that she was able to knock her socks off. I tell her son that all the time. I'm like, buddy, you don't know. Like, you have to go in there and be the best you can. You know, he's our theater guy, for those who don't listen to all of our episodes. He's our theater guy, and so when he goes into auditions, he's always so nervous because he thinks other people are more experienced and better than him. And he's only 8, almost 9. He'll be actually 9 in a couple days.
Yeah, a couple days. Yeah.
But so you just never know what they're looking for, and you just got to go in and be the best you can. And if you don't get it, then that means you just weren't right for the part, and that's okay.
Yeah. If you're not
I'm sure that Jennifer Lawrence heard a lot of no's as well.
Yeah, and I also saw that David Russell, when he mentioned in an interview, but he was thinking about Zooey Deschanel and Vince Vaughn for the parts of.
That's crazy. I could not.
Yeah.
I could see them in a movie together, but not in this one.
It's just a lot of drama. There's a lot of dark moments that we don't see from some of these actors. I mean, this movie has such a good balance of comedy, of romance, of emotion, and trauma. There's dark. I mean, it's funny. It's just emotional. It's got to have that good balance. And Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper just hit all those marks. They can.
Well, I mean, the whole family had just good chemistry together. Yeah. Like mom and the dad had good chemistry, and then like them all together. Even like the brother came in. He had good chemistry. His friends, they just were all really worked. Like no one really stuck out as like the oddball. The weakling. Like no, everybody was like perfect together. Like it's just perfect.
Yeah, I also saw that Jennifer Lawrence. It says by the age of 23, she became the youngest actress to be nominated for 3 Oscars, including 2 of them for leading roles, one in which she won, Winter's Bone and Silver Linings Playbook and American Hustle. She was also nominated for Joy, but that was a year later. So I mean,
I remember that. I remember she was one of the youngest.
Which was it? This one that she was famously like fell up the stairs at getting her Oscar. Remember she said, was it this when she received this one Oscar? I meant to go back and look that up, but
I think Emma Stone is also on that list as like one of the youngest.
Maybe.
I can't remember. I can't remember if she was first or if Emma Stone was first. I can't remember. I think they were on the same age.
I know. She came to mind when I was trying to think about actresses that are kind of that age range that were kind of at the same, and she was one of them that I came up. She could probably play this part.
Yeah, I think she could
would
too.
Have done well.
And I think Anne Hathaway would have been fine, but I like that it was kind of a younger, edgier person. I just don't see Anne Hathaway as that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess because I grew up with the Princess
Bride.
I was going to say
Diaries.
Princess Bride.
Yeah, you did. Oh, I did. I messed it
Princess Diaries.
Princess Diaries.
That's right. Yeah.
No, she is a more she seems more prim and proper.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure she could do it though. She's
no,
too,
she does. Yeah. I mean, she's done like Les Mis. She was a very different character in that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's talk about another big name.
Yes.
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro. You cannot go with this one without talking about.
No.
I mean, those are really the big three. Were Jennifer Lawrence, Bradley Cooper, and Robert De Niro. I mean, those three in this movie. But yeah, Robert De Niro is Pat Senior.
Yeah, just phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, he's been around obviously for a very long time and played all kinds of different roles. I think a lot of people, older ones like Taxi Driver or something like that. Taxi Driver, which I think was just one of the big ones. He was he in The Godfather? Not Godfather.
No, he was in something like that. The Goodfellas. That's it.
Goodfellas.
I think so. Isn't that right?
Hold on. What was he? Oh, it was something. Yeah, he was in The Godfather Part 2.
Oh, okay.
And so, okay, yeah. But yeah.
I don't know. All I wrote down was Meet the Parents and The Intern with Anne Hathaway.
Those are mine. Those
are because we watched them together.
Yeah, those are. But I think for me, it was Meet the Parents was the first time I think I was introduced to Robert De Niro, and that got me thinking too because I think because we did the movie Elf and we had James Caan, like he is a very similar style, like just kind of on the nose, like
rough around the edges.
Yeah, rough. He's very to the point, kind of rough, kind of get that kind of mean-ish face, But yeah, I just thought about him in this role too. I was like James Caan could have done something like this too, and then like I said,
is it Dad?
Is it Dad? Yeah.
Oh, I thought
James Caan.
Huh? Oh, James Caan. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought you said Vince Vaughn for a second. I was like, wait, what?
No.
We talked about him for a hot second, so I got confused. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought James Caan, just because of the way he acted in Elf, he just reminded me of this similar role, acting style.
But I feel like it was nice because he had that Philadelphian accent. I don't know if that's his real accent, but it was believable.
Oh yeah, he did good.
They all did. Even Bradley Cooper had one too. I feel like.
Yeah. Well, Bradley Cooper is from Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
And he's actually a huge Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Really well. It fit.
So, I mean, it fit right in. He didn't have a problem acting on that.
Yeah.
It's Philadelphia. And I'm not sure about Robert De Niro. That'd be interesting. But
he's probably a New Yorker. That's what I see him as.
Yeah, I think he is a New Yorker, actually.
So, it's about the same.
Yeah. Let's see.
They're all going to come for me.
He's from... Robert De Niro is... Oh, he's from Manhattan, New York.
Well, see, I was right. Well, I can't go without talking about my girl, Julia Stiles.
Oh, Julia Stiles,
yes, Julia Stiles.
Julia Stiles is in this one. She was kind of a surprise. I forgot she was in this totally.
I did too. Well, this is kind of later on from her big break. So, I don't know about her big break, but her biggest movie, popular, or at least to me, in my opinion, is 10 Things I Hate About You with Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
We actually talked about this with your sister as well.
Yeah, she was over the other day. That's why we were talking about movies and stuff. But.
Yeah, and how this one's her favorite movie. She's seen it a million times, and I would agree. We've also seen it together a million times.
Right, and that's what we talked about because she said, "Yeah, have y'all done this? Have y'all talked about doing 10 Things I Hate About You?" I'm like, yeah, this is one that we'll probably watch eventually just to talk about because it's so much of your favorite. But, in the format that we're doing of not seeing movies, kind of doing movies the others hadn't seen.
Right. That's kind of the point of the slogan.
Yeah.
The intro is movies that he watches. Movies that she
but
watches.
You like, but it's movies that
she likes.
like,
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll eventually watch it. But I know that's one of your favorite. There's a lot of our favorite movies that we're not due right away. But anyways, yeah, Julia Stiles.
Yeah, she was in a lot of serious movies too, like a lot of scary movies that we have not seen.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was really good in this. She had a small role, but it was still good.
Yeah, a lot of good supporting cast members.
Yeah, we can't forget about it was Chris Tucker, right?
Chris Tucker.
Yeah, Chris Tucker. Okay, I was right. Okay,
yeah, Chris Tucker.
I forgot to look him up, but I was shocked about him being in this movie too.
Yeah, he's so funny. I love him in this. Like he just comes in like for a few scenes,
so random.
And he's so random, but it's like it works the way because he's from the mental institution that Bradley or Pat meets him, and it's so funny because. He helped him escape in the beginning. You're like, oh, he's not actually supposed to be getting a ride. They take him back. And then he shows up again, and you're like, oh, wait, he's escaped again. He actually escaped the mental institution. And he was so befriended, Bradley or Pat, that
and I kept thinking the whole time, I just kept thinking, I'm like, is there is he playing him? Like, is he trying to do something? Like, I couldn't tell, but no, I was all along. It was just genuine friendship.
It's just a friendship that he made. It was just like a showing that, befriended somebody at the mental institution, and then so they
kind of helped each other out.
Yeah, so it was cool. It was cool. I liked it. And he's just funny. Chris Tucker's funny. I mean,
it's a different role for him.
Yeah. No, this type of movie probably. I mean, I remember him so much from Rush Hour.
Yeah.
And he's just so funny in Rush Hour and that.
All right, so now I do have to ask.
Okay.
I know you said you've both seen this before. How did you like it? Or like, did you have any certain scenes that you liked or didn't like or didn't work? I know you like to do a lot of things that don't work. I never even look at it that way, but
yeah,
it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we're not film critics, and we're not.
No,
we're just two regular people that enjoy movies, and sometimes regular
people.
Regular people, yeah. I kind of look at it. If there's certain things that stick out, I mean, obviously all these movies are going to have like problems or plot holes, but this is just a good movie. Like, it's like I said, the chemistry in this movie, and you talked about the actors and the actresses just do such a good job, and it's so true. Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence are great together. It's got a good story. It's got like I said earlier, a good mix of all these different things you're trying to hit, and a lot of times what happens is one like whether it's the romance or the emotion, or you don't get the whole balance of stuff, something is just much bigger than the other. And so, but this is, I don't know, this is just a good, like you said, it's not something we could watch over and over again. I think I could watch this more than I thought over again, but there's that darker aspect of it, a lot of trauma. Everyone's dealing with something. Like every character in this movie.
Well, sometimes you feel like, I don't know if I should laugh or not.
Yeah.
Like, is it funny or not? I can't tell.
Are they supposed to be funny? Yeah. Like, that's funny, but are they serious? But
is it supposed to be funny?
It's like when Pat talks about, like, he just says what he's on his mind.
Yes.
And like, oh my gosh,
funny.
Every time he would say that about Tiffany's husband being dead, he's like, well, he can't because he's dead. And you're like, oh my God, dude, you can't do that.
I love the part where he comes in the house and it talks about him losing his job, and his mom's like, she's like, shh, shh. Like, what are you shushing me for? You just told me before we came in here, you told me not to say anything. I know.
Exactly.
It's like, well, I'm not going to not say anything.
Exactly.
Well, I think what's interesting about this, and one thing that I've read that I feel like is what kind of makes this movie so fluid, like you're talking about, like it just makes it so real and raw, was that the production of this movie was only lasted for 33 days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 33 days, and they said Bradley Cooper talked about how that pretty much they worked for 12-hour days. And like during those 12-hour days, they spent time shooting the movie and trying new things out with new dialogue and changing things all the time.
Oh, wow.
So I think a lot of it was scripted, but I think a lot of it was kind of let them just be in the moment. Yeah.
Well, that's it. It does have it does show a lot when they're in those raw, big scenes together, and it does look like it's very genuine. Like their conversations, in specific, like my favorite scene was when Tiffany comes into the house after I
call it the parlay scene.
The parlay scene, yes, that's a good one. That's a good part. That's a good. When she comes in the house to confront Pat
oh my
for
God,
not
the first
showing
part
up.
of that scene though, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm just like cringing because I feel so bad for Pat. His dad's yelling at him, calling him a loser, and he's freaking out. And then I just love Tiffany just comes in all random and like you're like,
and she doesn't care what.
Okay, this is kind of funny.
She doesn't care what she's stepping into.
No,
she's like, I'm calling him out on his crap. I don't care what's going on around me, and I don't. And so, but
because it was like a very, very explosive moment that could have been really bad.
Yeah.
And so, especially because, and we felt uncomfortable watching it happen.
Yeah.
And then she came in and just kind of like completely like threw a wrench in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like a tornado. Like, what just happened?
Yeah.
It just changed everything.
It did. It changed, like the whole scene kind of changed really well. I mean, for the better. I mean, everything, it's just, like I said, it looked very
everyone
genuine
reacted.
and fluid,
it was
and
real
you look like
reactions.
people. It did, and it's good acting and it's good reactions. Robert De Niro is great when he's like, hold on, I have to reevaluate this. You know, after she calls him out, and that's
I like her.
Yeah, he's like, hold on, you're making a lot of sense right now.
Yeah,
you know, and she's just going off on all these facts about.
I did my research.
Yeah, she did her research about all the sports teams sports stuff that was going on, and really calls him out on his OCD.
Yes.
And everyone's there. Like, it's like everybody is in that movie, is in that living room. Like the doctor's in there, his friend. Yep. I think everybody but Julia Stiles, I think, is the only one that's not in there.
That's right.
The brother's in there. But I was like, I'm surprised he didn't have how did he not go to jail? I don't know. Or maybe
after the fight?
Yeah, after the fight.
Oh, yeah, I know. I think maybe because his therapist was there. I don't know.
Maybe.
Or he didn't really start it.
Or maybe maybe the cops were just breaking things up.
Yeah.
The security was just breaking things up. They didn't take them off,
anything.
right? But it still slowed everything down.
Yeah,
but
no.
I was afraid he's going to go to jail and really mess things up. But there's so many other scenes, and like when they were dancing, like when Chris Tucker walks in the dancing, it's just like, looks like they're just doing random whatever fun, having fun. You know, I'm like, what are they doing? It didn't make sense, but it was funny. I think the only thing that really I didn't like was maybe some of the cut-ins. Like, I was confused on, like when they cut into a scene, it was like the scene was already taking place. And so I didn't know how long they had been there or not been there, or how long that, I don't know. There was a couple of moments that it kind of cut in and out abruptly. Mostly the part that it cut into a scene, just kind of cut in.
Yeah, and that may just be his style. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, but it could have just been the same.
It
was just it was just raw moments, and they just plopped it in there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But there was a lot of fun parts. The running, Tiffany, the running with
so
Tiffany,
funny.
She just shows up out of nowhere.
She shoots out of nowhere.
And at first, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like, how is she just out there running? But then they address it to the mom's actually giving his running schedule. So that was funny.
Yeah, I know. I think my favorite scene was the diner scene, or the "You think I'm crazier than you" scene.
Yeah.
Which I just think is so funny because he was just so oblivious to like what he was saying, and like dude, you're the one that was in a mental hospital for like what 9 months.
Yeah.
I'm like, and that's what she was thinking too. She's like, what, you think I'm crazier than you?
But isn't that what everybody does about in life?
True.
That they just compare, like, I have this something that's wrong with me, but you always look, I'm not as bad as this person.
Yeah.
You always compare it. So it seems like that's what he was trying to do, is justify his mental state by comparing it to somebody else. Like, well, they got a bunch of problems, so at least I'm not that bad. But at the end of the day, like, he was really bad.
Well, I think that was the whole point too, was like, because Tiffany was like, she knew who she was, and she knew how she felt. She knew her problems, and she was like okay with that. Like, she accepted it. And I think he was so far from like accepting what his issues were that he was just like not about that. You know, like, he's like, no, I'm not you. And she's like, are you kidding me? Yes, you are. You know, he's like, she showed him like, you were just like me.
But everybody calls out everybody else's stuff, like, you know, you're not doing this right. You're not doing this. You know, you need to get therapy and go to your things and do this. But like, dude, you're worse off. You're like, he's like, I just love her. What was his wife's name? Like, Nikki. Yeah. He's like, I just love her, and we're just supposed to be together, and I'm going to get her back.
Our chemistry's just amazing together.
And he's like,
like,
what is?
You have a restraining order.
And everybody else is like, what is wrong with him? Like, you need to let her go, and he couldn't accept that, and it took the whole movie to do it.
Yeah,
you know.
Which I think he had problems before that. I think that's really triggered him.
Yeah,
you know, triggered all those issues for him. But he obviously had problems. All those problems beforehand, which I think probably caused issues in his marriage before. But
definitely.
That was definitely a terrible way to find out your wife's cheating on you. And then tells you, I think you need to leave. Like, what the heck?
Like, I don't blame him for not beating almost to death, but
that's crazy.
Yeah, I would want to throw punches if somebody said that to me in my house.
Yeah.
But
naked in my shower. That's crazy.
It's time for you to go. Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
I don't think so.
But yeah, that was interesting, the way the story was told, like, because you didn't know what happened for, like, you know, a quarter of the movie, you really didn't know what was what he did to go to the mental hospital.
Right. I mean, obviously you could tell something was wrong with him because he acted, erratic at times and neurotic.
Neurotic, yeah. Like I said, there's so many people that have like so many issues. I mean, he's bipolar in this, and Pat Senior he's OCD,
sure.
and evidently he has a short fuse too, because he's beat people up.
Well, normally that is genetic, so it usually just doesn't come from anywhere. Sometimes it comes from trauma, but most of the time it's rooted in genetics.
Yeah, that's true. Tiffany's dealing with a major death in her life, and I guess she's a recovering sex addict too. I don't know. It kind of.
Well, I think it was after his death. I think that's what it kind of seemed like.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out. And I thought she was lying. During half that time, she was just saying stuff.
Oh, really?
I thought she was saying stuff to see his reaction.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to tell him this crazy stuff and see his reaction.
Well, I think that one of their both either best or worst qualities about each other is that they can't lie. I'm like, they can't lie.
Oh, yeah. And then his mom, like, she just wants everybody to be happy. She's trying to be all nice and the go-between for everything and just trying to work everything out. And, all these people they just all need therapy.
Yeah, for sure. Like the dad, I was like, oh my God, I think he's worse than Pat.
Yeah.
Like the way he reacted to things, and then like the whole thing with the remotes and the Lucky Charms and the betting. And I'm just like, wow, dude. And I think Pat realized that too.
Oh yeah, it was another one of those things that he's looking at somebody else like, you have issues.
Yeah.
Why are you telling me?
You're looking at me?
Yeah, he's like, I just want my wife back, and I'm good now. I'm good. But you're not dealing with your OCD.
Yeah. Speaking of the mom, so her name's Dolores. So
yeah.
she had one of my favorite lines. I don't know, not my favorite, but just one of my just really funny lines. It's when she's making snacks, and it's game day, and I think they were fighting or whatever with Pat Senior, Dolores says, it's game day. I'm making Krabby snacks and homemades.
Yeah. She's like, everybody sit down and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and Pat says, yeah, come on, Dad, be nice. Come on. She's making Krabby snacks and homemades. I'm going to say that. I'm making homemades, y'all.
What is homemades? Just homemade food?
Homemade snacks.
Homemade food. Okay,
yeah, homemade snacks.
Just
She's making Krabby snacks and homemades.
Yeah.
I just love how homemades becomes a noun.
I know, right?
She's making snacks. It's probably a Philadelphia thing. I don't know.
Maybe it is. That's what they call it. The ballroom scene. Did you know Mandy Moore choreographed the ballroom scene?
I did not.
Mandy Moore. Yeah, we
their dance.
Huh?
Their dance.
The ballroom dance scene.
I did not know that.
They practiced for weeks.
Yeah.
To do the ballroom scene, and Mandy Moore is the one who choreographed it.
How about that?
And
Mandy Moore, the choreographer, not the singer.
Yes, the
there
choreographer. Oh yeah, that's true. Mandy Moore. We
watched So You Think You Can Dance, so we know her from that.
Yeah, she's in other. I was trying to think. There was some other reality shows, but she's done movies and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
These big dance numbers. She's really great. She does all the good ones on that show.
Well, I wonder if she worked with Julia Stiles. So Julia Stiles was in that dance movie.
What?
Oh, this is on my list too.
Oh,
I can't think of what it's called now.
Step
Up.
Step Up. Did she do Step Up? I was just trying to remember.
There was that one Julia Stiles was in that one.
There's that one guy who was on So You Think You Can Dance that I know. He was one of the judges.
Yes,
I think.
I don't know if he was on that
but
movie, but there's a couple of Step Up movies, or not Step Up, but like spin-offs. Yeah. But yeah, she was in. Julia Stiles was in that one. She could dance,
really?
So I was like, oh, I wonder if she knew Julia Stiles.
Well, it was funny because Jennifer Lawrence, I guess she talked about an interview, and I'm just summarizing, I guess, what she was saying, but she said that she is not a dancer at all.
Yeah, she could got moves though. She's got moves.
She's got moves, but she's not a dancer.
She's not a trained dancer.
Yeah, she's not. Yeah, she could probably fun dance, but not.
Yeah.
Ballroom dance.
Club dance.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's funny because she said Bradley Cooper is naturally a better dancer than her, but she's supposed to be the
teacher,
the novice, and she's supposed to be the a little experienced, and he's supposed to be a rookie or whatever, but. I thought that was funny that she was worried about that, and she said she did no improv dancing. She did what she was told. She was like, I'm not going to even try to do something.
Yeah.
So
That's funny.
What did you think about the ballroom scene? Did they sell the ballroom dancing?
I did. Oh, you talking about them?
Them dancing, yeah.
I mean, it was funny. Like, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was good. I liked it because I mean, if they're gonna come out there and try to be all like looking like they are ballroom dancers, and obviously she's supposed to have choreographed it herself. So right. I think her adding all that stuff in it was kind of their way of just being themselves, you know? Because I think that was her best quality, is that she's just unapologetically bad and ugly, nice and everything herself.
Well, I was trying to think, because I'm like, okay, could this have been like Dirty Dancing, where it's like something dancing iconic at the end to really push it, but I guess it really wasn't supposed to be.
Well, no, because it's supposed to be more of a realistic movie,
right?
Yeah.
But it's funny. The only thing I was thinking was the way it was edited. It kind of, you didn't see their feet a lot. You saw just the upper part. They weren't really. There was a lot of editing stuff that you couldn't really tell.
Yeah, but they could have put stunt doubles in for the feet.
That's true. But I'm saying it was like torso shot instead of like full body shots or something.
No, do I think they should have deserved a 5? Probably not.
That was generous, yeah.
Very generous. Especially if you're looking at Dance with the Stars or something like that. I don't know. They probably would have given him a 5. They probably would have given him higher than that. But
I think
this is
like
a professional ballroom dancing competition.
That's right.
Maybe they thought it was kitschy. I don't know.
Yeah. The whole thing's hilarious, though. The whole scene.
Yeah, it's really good.
Because it's not just them dancing. It's everything behind it, and the way everybody runs in there and stands at the corner of the dance floor and cheering them on, and they get
a 5.
Everybody's reaction, everybody's high fiving like they won a Super Bowl, and everybody's like, "Wow,
why did they care about getting a 5?"
They just got a 5. But it's great. They really sold that scene very well with that. Really did great.
Yeah, well, another one of my favorites is after that scene, you know, when she's running off and he runs to catch her, and we realize, you know, he had caught on, which I knew he had caught on about the whole letter thing, and that, you know, he realized that he loves her,
right?
And I wrote down one of my favorite quotes from Pat was, "The only way to beat my crazy was by doing something even crazier. Thank you. I love you. I knew it from the moment I saw you. I'm sorry it took me so long to catch up." I thought it was so sweet. And then she said, she goes, you let me lie to you for a week? And he said, "I was trying to be romantic."
Yeah. But I just love that whole scene when they runs after him, and the way it's done, because he hands the letter to her and read it, and then he just reads it. She does the first line, and he just says the rest of it himself to her. I thought that was just good choices.
Yeah,
it was really good choice.
Sincerely, Pat.
Yeah, exactly. The whole thing. Sincerely, Pat. It was a great ending. It was good. Yeah. I hope it all worked out for them. Happily ever after.
Yes. Well, it seemed like it did. They did have kind of like a scene afterwards watching the games.
I was just thinking after, I'm like, they've got a lot of stuff to work through.
Oh my gosh. For sure. Yeah, a lot of baggage.
Yeah, lots of stuff. Lots of patience.
So I know I've said some of my favorite quotes. Do you have any favorite quotes?
I do. I had, let's see, 2 others real quick. Pat says, "This is what I learned in the hospital. You have to do everything you can. You have to work your hardest. And if you do it, if you stay positive, you have a shot at a silver lining," which is the whole. That's like, you know, the whole point.
Excelsior.
Yeah. That was a whole funny thing.
That was hilarious. Excelsior. I know.
She calls him out on, "Do you know what Excelsior even means?" Oh, I love the part where they're holding hands, and then he goes, "Wait," or she goes, Pat goes, "Wait, what is this?" And Tiffany goes, "I thought you were doing it." Pat said, "I thought you were doing it." And they're just like, "Okay, well, we're doing this together."
Well, we're already dancing together.
Yeah. That was cute. That was a cute moment.
Yeah.
That's all I really had. Did you have anything else to say about those?
No. Those are all the quotes that I had. There were so many that were good, but more like a dialogue that happened, less quotes, and I felt like there wasn't a lot of quotes. I did want to mention real quick that Pat Senior's scene when he's talking to Pat Jr. up in his room, and he gets emotional. I thought that whole scene where he talked about how he wished he was
spend more time with him
when he was a kid. Like he said, he spent more time with his brother and less time with him, and that just really got to him. And they said, I read an article where they said that Robert De Niro's reaction was real. in that scene. Like, he really cried. Like,
he wasn't supposed to?
No, he wasn't supposed to. Like, it just really made him emotional.
Oh, wow.
And he just felt very touched, probably from his own, story. Yeah. Maybe he has some sons and he felt that way.
Yeah.
Whenever you talk about your
just
children.
Really in the moment. Well, that's just what makes good actors. I
mean,
you're in the moment. You're not thinking about what the next line you're supposed to deliver is or what you're supposed to do. You're in the moment, you're listening, and you're responding.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him such a great actor. He's responding.
Well, it helps when you have other great actors, when they're all great and they're all can act that way, because when you act that way, you have to have a lot of trust that your scene partner is going to respond in a way that is organic. You know, you can't, they're going to be like, oh, that wasn't your line. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I think. That's why. I mean, of course, that's why this movie had so many award nominations. But all right, so you ready for his and her ratings?
Yeah, I had a couple quick facts.
Sorry.
If you don't mind, no, we went over some of them. I thought it was funny.
Fire them off.
The results of the Eagles and Phillies games mentioned in the movie, they were all real and took place in 2008. So any sports facts that they talked about, the results were actual happened. I don't know. I thought this was interesting. It says, all right, when the scene where Tiffany runs out of the diner and Pat chases her on their Raisin Bran date, they stop in front of the movie theater on Halloween to argue. The movie on the marquee is The Midnight Meat Train, a 2008 movie, which starred Bradley Cooper.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. That's funny.
And then I just, sometimes I throw the product placement in there.
Yeah, I forgot that you like to do that.
And what do you think? What do you got?
Hold on, wait, let me think.
They mentioned several times in the movie.
The Eagles?
No, well, yeah, it was the Eagles fan. No, it was the iPod.
Oh, that's
the iPod.
right.
I mean, how many times we talked? Even like Julia Stiles, his friend's home had the iPod places
in the bathroom,
to play throughout the house.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm like, was that a thing? They just made that up?
I know it didn't last long. Like, the size of iPods changed so quickly.
Well, I love Pat's quote. He says, she says, we can even play music in the baby's room. And he goes, can you play Metallica?
I know. His buddy about Metallica was hilarious. Yeah. And then the whole Apple, I remember seeing her laptop. It was an Apple laptop. It was white. It was kind of thicker than they are nowadays.
Right.
I remember us having a laptop, just like, I think it's in his drawer somewhere.
It doesn't even turn on, but it's in there.
Yeah, but it's just, I'm like, oh my God.
I don't know what to do with it.
I was like, I remember having that. And
that's funny, yeah.
Seems like a long time ago, but it's only been like 11 years now.
Yeah, I had that when I went to college.
Yes. It's funny. So the his and her rating, I mean, this is a 5-star. Yeah. This is a 5-star movie.
Woo, another 5-star.
I think I've talked a lot of good about this movie. I can't deny that.
Well, I mean, it had 8 nominations, so.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great movie. Between the storytelling, the story itself, the acting, the balance, the way it's all done. It was a well put together movie. So I just thought it was a great movie. So
yeah, no, it was. It was fantastic.
So it was a great choice.
Thank you.
Good movie.
Kind of random, but
yeah. I mean, this is.
I love Jennifer Lawrence, and I know we've seen Hunger Games 100 times, so this was one of her.
It's not first. I mean, I've probably seen all the Jennifer Lawrence movies that you've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been.
Now I kind of wish I picked American Hustle, so. I might have to add that one to the list. I haven't ever seen it, so.
I haven't seen it. I know I've seen parts of that movie. I don't know if I've seen the whole thing, but I know I've seen part of that movie. It's good. It's got Christian Bale in it too. Amy Adams, I think, is in that.
No idea.
I think they're a couple in the movie, and then Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence are a couple, and then we might have to visit that one.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
All right, so do you have your pick? I know you went back and forth on this one for a while.
Yeah, I did.
Did you ever come up with one?
I think so.
You got to now. The deadline is here.
So I thought about doing a movie that's similar in time frame because you did a kind of a newer movie than we've done.
Yeah, I know we kind of like to do that.
You've done the newest movie. You've done the oldest movies. I'm still stuck in like a 15-year gap.
That's right.
But I am going back to 1995. We're going to do Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Okay.
This is the third Die Hard movie.
Okay.
I'll wait to do the first Die Hard for our next year's Christmas special.
Okay. Now, I have seen that one a couple of times. I think you've introduced that one to me.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever seen any of the other ones.
Yeah.
I don't think I have. Now, so can I watch the third one without having to watch the second one?
I'll catch you up a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, the movie is called Die Hard with a Vengeance. So
okay, he has an vengeance to someone.
Somebody's avenging. It's actually a vengeance from the first movie. It's
Okay, so I have seen the first movie, but
okay,
it's been a
you've
while.
seen that one, so yeah.
Okay.
The second one, I think everybody likes the first and the third. I think the second one doesn't get as much love. And then they made some other ones.
Okay, well, I'm excited to watch it.
So yeah, Die Hard with a Vengeance, 1995. Bruce Willis. It's got Samuel L. Jackson. We'll watch that, and that'll come out next week.
All
and
right,
we're getting
perfect.
close. We're getting close to our 20th episode.
Oh my gosh,
a milestone
that's right.
we're looking forward to.
Yes, it's gonna be your pick, right?
The 20th will be will be my pick.
Yeah, it's an even pick.
It's an even. So now that we flip flopped, we'll have to figure out. Oh no, we do something a special.
Get it back on track.
Well, we'll do a family or a wee pick.
Yeah.
We've talked about doing a wee pick where one of our favorite movies together.
Oh man, we have so many.
I know we do. That'd be fun to figure out why too. Talk about why we are.
That's right. Yes.
So, anyways, well, thanks for sticking with us this long. We hope you enjoyed our first episode of the new year.
Yeah, 2024.
2024. That's crazy. So we'll see y'all next week, and goodbye.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye.